Thank you for joining us. Today we have a special guest, Triple OG, who is in the DJ world. Welcome, DJX. Thank you for coming through. I'm so excited. I appreciate you passing through and blessing us. And please remember, guys, follow us at Hip Hop Festival and Down to Earth Podcast. You can find Mr. ADREIN King, aka DJX. Why don't you give them your socials?
Yeah, I mean, let's just go with just Instagram. Keep it simple.
Okay, and your social is?
ADREIN King.
Okay,
spelled with an E though, so it's ADREIN.
Perfect, perfect. And again, thank you for coming through. So let's get started. I want to talk about how you became in the actual music industry, how you became a DJ, or you want to even speak about how you ended up on many stations, radio stations. Let's talk about that.
I mean, that's a long story, but how it all happened was I was living in Bermuda from age 7 to, let's say, 13, 14, around there. And I moved back to Toronto, and like, it all just kind of hit me. Everything just kind of hit me. You know what I mean? I liked music and I would listen to it before that. But when I moved back, like, school was very segregated. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Back in those days,
yes.
Like, in school, you had like...
We were probably two black people in the class.
You had like the preps, you had the rockers.
Oh, you mean like that? Okay,
like,
yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
And
the
so
different sex.
Yeah, I just gravitated towards like the breakers, like the crews that would break.
Hold on, so do you know how to break dance?
Yeah, but up rock stuff. Like, I wouldn't really be doing windmills, and I mean, I could do it, but that wasn't really my thing.
And your bones can't take it at this age.
Up rock stuff, you know what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
So, yeah, and I went to this public school downtown called Jesse Ketchum, and so I just kind of gravitated towards the group that was into hip hop.
Right.
And then it just kind of hit me over the head. You know what I mean? Actually, what happened, I went out for lunch with my mother. She used to work at Old City Hall as a court clerk.
Right.
And I went out for lunch with her and her friend brought her son, and her son was like an avid record collector back then.
Okay.
And he came to the lunch, and he gave me a copy of It's Yours by Tila Rock.
Wow.
And yeah, so he gave me that record. I don't even know why he gave it to me. It wasn't like I was like super interested or anything. Anyways, I took that home and I listened to it, and that just like started a whole chain of events. Like,
and so that lead?
Record blew my mind, and that just led me to getting more records, and then buying more equipment. Like, in the beginning, I was just listening to the record on my parents' like stereo system. Right. And then, like, you know, I don't know, there was a stereo system upstairs and downstairs, and I would take the turntable from one and put it with the other, and like, you know,
so you made your own turntable system.
I would put things together. I would do weird things with cassettes too, and like that would be up in the mix, and then.
So you're mechanically inclined. So did somebody teach you this, or you actually said, I'm going to take these two turntables and put them together?
I saw people doing that, right?
Right.
You know, I knew that was part of.
So part of the inspiration,
culture, right?
Yes,
and so I saw what people were doing, but you know, I'm like 13, 14 years old. I don't have money. I don't have equipment. Like, I don't even really know what I'm doing. I don't even know that I even like it that much yet. I'm just doing this thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so then it just kind of got more and more serious, and I started to buy things. Like, so I bought a mixer so I could put the two turntables together, and then I needed different turntables because the first ones were belt drive, and I needed direct drive, and like, so I had to get 1200s, and
so guys, he comes from truly the beginning, which is you would say vinyl, and I haven't. You said something just now, 12 drive, and what was that? A belt drive? What is a belt drive?
The turntables back in those days, and maybe even now, some of them were belt drive turntables. So there's like a rubber band inside the
similar to like car,
similar to a car,
right, with the belt.
So there would be a motor, and then there's the platter that you put the record on, and there's this belt that goes around on the inside.
Wow,
that's what actually turns it.
Oh, wow. So you really came from like the technology that was there and then transitioned or pivoted throughout these years.
Yeah, the crazy thing about that is that the more you like scratched on it and stuff like that, it would stretch the belt.
Oh, no.
And then the speed, it would affect the speed.
The RPM.
Two speeds, like, 33 and 45. So then eventually it would go off. Like, it wouldn't be exact.
Well, thank God there's technology and it's moved forward. I mean, we were talking earlier, I mean, we're now in an era where AI is going to change a lot of things. And I even feel like, I know we were talking about a little bit about your job before off camera, but do you think that AI is going to affect even the music that in hip hop specifically? Let's speak about hip hop. Not, I feel like it's going to affect every genre, but do you feel like that is going to be something that overtakes real MCs and even producers like yourself, or, you know, let's say even Pete Rock? Will we lose all of that? What do you think? What is your perspective?
Wow. Yeah, it's gonna infiltrate the culture in ways that we can't even imagine.
Right.
It already has. People don't really realize this, but AI is capable of making music better than humans, I would say. Right now.
Right.
I don't know if people know this, but and I mean, again, it's, you know, a matter of opinion, right? It's subjective because people like different things, but I'm telling you, the stuff that I've heard recently that's AI is mind blowing. Because
you, as we were talking off camera, you are starting to look at that to help yourself move in whether it's musically or for your job. So you're getting the full experience and seeing what's actually happening.
And I've always been like, you know, one of the reasons I liked hip hop and even DJing back then, it was very like kind of advanced. Like I live for the future. I'm not somebody who looks back a lot. Like, I have the history and I've been there and all that, and I know what it means and it has a time and place. But what really excites me is like where the world is going and what like are the new things that
you're always excited to see what's happening.
Yeah, like one of the things I loved about hip hop is that it was new and cutting edge.
Yes, absolutely.
Like I was freaking out.
So I'm going to just say this. A lot of people don't realize we talk about the golden era and the 90s, but the 80s, babies.
Yeah.
It was really a good time. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I understand they wanted to have a name, call it the golden era, but we do tend to forget that, listen, the 80s, even the 70s, because we were talking about, we both by chance love, and my first song I've ever heard was the Double Dutch Bus, and we both liked the song, which is very interesting. And that was when I was, you know, very young. So to see all the changes now, and then we're moving into AI, is that something you would be getting into as well? Or do you think...
You mean me getting into AI myself?
Like into music, producing, anything like that for yourself?
I mean, I've been producing my whole entire life.
Right, but would you use AI is what I'm saying. Maybe.
Oh, absolutely. I already have.
Oh, so you're in that, you are truly in that realm.
I just don't do it professionally, but I do like AI stuff all the time. Like I play with it. And I like some of my friends, that's kind of what we're vibing on right now. That's where we're connecting. Like, especially my musical friends, like, you know, two in particular that go way back, are deep into it, and we all geek out on it. Like,
that's okay, because if you can hit the head of the curve and make money out of it, you know what?
Again, I'm not doing it professionally. I'm not trying to really make money out of it. But I mean,
never say never.
Who knows?
Right.
I mean? Like I've made money from it in the past. So maybe I will now. But yeah, just I mean, the way I come at music is very different than when I was younger. Like I come at it from a personal, like I'm not living off of it, you know what I mean? I've gone back to just the love and like doing it for the love, because I actually love music, not because, you know, I think like, you know, if I'm honest, like somewhere along the way, when you start to live off of these things, you know, like DJing and like that's how you feed your family and stuff like that, you lose a piece of like the reasons why you got into it to begin with, because you know, you're driven by feeding your family and how much money you're gonna make, and
Yeah.
like
Well, I had
things like that.
yeah.
You're not doing it. Some people just aren't doing it for the love anymore.
Right.
You lose some of that along the way.
Right.
And which absolutely happened to me. But I've gone so far now that I've actually come back around.
Okay.
And I don't have to live like that anymore.
Right.
Now I can come back to loving it. And so,
you're good to go. So, okay, let us talk about that, because you had mentioned the last few months. Talk about what you were doing. And are you okay with sharing the artist's name, if that's okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I mean, yeah, I still DJ. Recently, I've been touring with Sean Desmond.
Shout out to Sean Desmond, Canada's own.
I mean, phenomenal guy, very talented, and it's amazing to see what's happened with him. Like, he's had a whole career resurgence recently.
Oh, okay. I figured he was good. Like, I mean,
he's always been good.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but
I guess the ups and downs sometimes with the music industry.
Yeah,
right.
At some point recently, he's had a major resurgence, and so he actually has a hit record that was big in Germany.
Wow.
In the early 2000s, and now all that stuff is coming back now.
So he like old school now.
The 90s and the early 2000s all coming back. So he's in demand in Germany, and we've been there like last summer, this January past, February. We're going back in July for a month. And so we're doing tons of shows out there, or he's doing them. I'm DJ.
But you're the DJ. But at least again, you just said it, that you have ups and downs or even plateaus with DJing, and you might have things to take care of, like your kids or family, house. And you're right, some people get into it and then don't look at it as true love as to what you're doing, and you may be playing the same set over and over, where you realize, I may need to take a break, I need to I need to make money somewhere else, and then come back, and then still be, guys, he is big enough that he is actually back on tour with Sean Desmond. So again, congratulations to you. And I hope that all of it works out for both you and him. And again, shout out to Sean Desmond. Guys, thank you for sitting with me and the extraordinary DJX. I appreciate, listen, we know of each other, but I'm so excited. And right now I'm being a fan, because to hear his stories and to hear his, I don't want to use the word, I'll say commitment to Toronto, but also your influence and everything you've done. Again, thank you for sitting down with the Hip Hop Festival podcast and Down to Earth podcast. Much appreciated. And one other question I want to ask you as well is, what was your first DJ gig? Can you remember? Okay.
And
year?
Like 85.
Ooh, so you DJ'd in 1985.
Yeah.
So you were like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I actually got in trouble because I was having a birthday party and I didn't pay attention to any of my guests. I played music.
That's a DJ. That is a DJ. Let me tell you, that's a DJ.
My parents got mad at me. But like the first party I ever, technically, the first gig, I wouldn't even remember what the first one
No,
was
you know what?
Somebody hired me for, like, school dance.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot we used to have school dances.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a
Yes.
school dance.
Yes. And that would probably, because you're right, because as we were talking about even the flyers that I have, Chic Dynasty, you would have been a DJ. Yeah, there were, So, but you know what? I feel like that one at your own birthday party is a first gig.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
Right?
And for me, it is. That's
and
what I
you
consider
did
my first.
You ignored the guests.
Yeah.
I think it really was your first.
I don't even know what they were doing. I guess they were friends too, so they were hanging out with each other, paying mine. You know what I mean?
Y'all were paying each other.
Yeah. I'm just playing music.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And so, reading your bio, I see that you were born in Vancouver, and then you also mentioned earlier that you moved to Bermuda. So where's your Caribbean background from?
My dad.
Okay,
my dad born in St. Lucia.
Oh, okay. I've been there. Great island. Oh my God. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like,
been there
lush.
For a little bit.
Okay.
I need to go back. I have family there.
Oh, go. Let me tell you, it is Like I'm Trini, and I can tell you that I thought Trinidad was lush, but to go there, and I love how that the thing is, you'll go there and you'll actually understand their patois.
Okay.
Patois, excuse me.
Yeah.
Because they speak French,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're not going to understand everything because it's a mix of their language and everything, but you'll hear certain words like we, and you're like, oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
So definitely go. And your mom is from?
Canadian.
Oh, she is Canadian.
Going back generations.
Okay. So why did you go to Bermuda? Was that part of you becoming a DJ or just part of you just growing up?
No, it was family, like circumstances.
Okay, got you.
Married a chartered accountant, and Bermuda's an offshore tax shelter, and there's tons of jobs for accountants down there.
Oh, wow.
And we went down there to live for a period of time.
And did you like it there?
No. It was like one of the more difficult times of my life, I would say.
Oh, no. I thought you would have had a good time, but you're like, no.
I mean, I guess eventually I did. Like, there were things that were cool about it, but like it was weird because I was like the kid from foreign that like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it took me a long time to like
assimilate. Yeah. So then you left.
It was rough.
Oh, I mean, the thing is,
a whole different culture. Like,
well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I was very shocked when I started going Trinidad on my own, and certain things I'm seeing, I'm like, wait, no, but you know,
I was very shy when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, like very, very shy.
Did the DJing help you with coming out of that shell?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But I'm still naturally shy. Like there's times in my life where like I have to be present in the public, and it's actually very difficult.
Right.
I have to fight through it.
Yeah, like so I feel like the whole world, we all suffer from anxiety, and I'm glad that they're now looking at it as something that happens to all of us. And you know what I mean? Because I am very anxious all the time, and I understand that feeling, and it can really disrupt you, but you found a way to navigate through that through maybe even DJing or whatever you may have done.
I don't even know how. Like the first Power Move show I did, like when Ron left me the show, the first show that I had to host on my own, I don't think I talked for the first 2 hours, and it was a 3-hour show. And I was
nervous. Yeah, but you know what? You ended up doing something again, guys. The Power Show. Tell me the date. It was Saturdays, I believe.
Saturday 1 to 4.
1 to 4. Yeah. Let me tell you how I used to have my cassette tape up to my parents' stereo system and taping. And so you did mention that Ron left and then you took over. Was it something, without getting into, I don't want to get into the politics, but was it something that, as you said, were you completely prepared for, or as you got in the role, based on you maybe seeing Ron, then you started to take on your own?
I was completely prepared in some ways and completely unprepared in other ways.
Right.
So I learned so much from Ron.
Is he your mentor? Is he one of your mentors? Okay.
And
shout out to Ron Nelson.
Best friend. This day.
Oh, that's amazing. And I've interviewed him too. And I actually went to RA Rugged Man, and Ron was actually performing.
He's been like recording.
Right. Yeah. And so we on the podcast, we have 2 actual parts with him, and it was amazing because I got to speak to him about flyers. And again, you guys are literally foundation. And so again, if you were our age, we're in our 50s without aging ourselves, but we look good. Don't get it twisted. But if you were into hip hop at Saturdays 1 to 4, you were listening, and you were taping until your tape popped, literally, and had to take it out and fix it and all kind of things. How long were you on the show for?
13 years, I believe.
And so throughout those 13 years, did you find that when you were working there, did you get other opportunities? Did it open you to a different avenues? Did you now say, I want to be a DJ?
I was a DJ. Like once you get on the radio, you're a DJ.
Right.
So I knew exactly what I was. Did I get other opportunities? It opened me up to a wealth of things, many, many, many things.
And those experiences have been good for good. And did it even help you become a better DJ?
Oh, absolutely.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. You have to, when you get an opportunity and those doors open, you have to then pivot and then try to, strive for a little bit better. But that's great that you were able to take all these opportunities. And have you traveled the world because of that?
It's funny, that was one of my wishes along the way.
Right.
My DJ career. It didn't really happen until now. I mean, I did do stuff, like,
right.
Don't get me wrong, like I've traveled.
So you've traveled within Canada for sure.
Yeah, but not in the way that I wanted to, you know what I mean? And it's funny that some of those things are happening now.
Well, remember, never say never. And I found my passion at 52.
Yeah. Nice.
Right. Nice. So you cannot take it away from me because I am so passionate about it. So I imagine how you actually feel and how that works for you, because you're like, even earlier we were talking about taking a break and then coming back, and now you're with Sean Desmond. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about, do you have any future endeavors that you're allowed to talk about for the next few months that people can go and see you?
Not really, not anything that I can think of.
No. Okay.
I'm pretty picky about what I do these days.
Right.
Musically.
Right.
So I don't have anything coming up that I can think of that I would...
You want to promote?
See, or that I would want to promote. But when I do, I guess,
Well, remember, guys, you guys can go to @ADREIN King on Instagram. With an E. And so if you're looking to follow, remember, following support costs nothing. But if you're interested in where he might be, remember just to go online and you can check it out. So I also want to talk to you about more about the radio stations you were on outside of, and I'm sorry if I don't know the lettering. So what was it? Powerhouse, sorry.
The Power Move was on
CKLN.
88.1.
Thank you. And then what else were you on?
During that time, I also did the advanced remix on WBLK with Ron Nelson.
What? Really?
Yeah. Let me go back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, I was at CHRY 105.5.
Right.
Which is now Vibe 105.
Right. We still have that. Yeah.
Still have that. And I was on there with Mastermind. And coincidentally, he is the music director and the program director there, and still now.
What?
Wow. So I started there. Then I went to the Fantastic Voyage program with Ron Nelson on CKLN 88.1. And I was there for 13 years. He left me the show shortly after I got there. And during that time, he did some stuff on WBLK, so I got a chance to play on there on the advanced remix.
Oh, wow.
Then in the early 2000s, I went to Flow.
Yes, I remember that.
93.5.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, I went to KISS 92.5.
Oh, so you might have actually been, when were you on KISS? Because did you used to go to
2002.
the Bloor building?
Yeah.
Downtown?
Yeah.
This is wild. I was working there.
Great.
Right. And so remember they had the little theater downstairs?
Yeah. I interviewed Sean Paul in that theater.
I was there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, and it's funny because I saw Destiny's Child came through, Usher came through, and Little Bow Wow, and they wasn't joking about him being little. You know what I mean? That man is very tiny. But that is crazy. Like I was downstairs, I was working at Rogers in the customer care, and then they would invite us sometimes if you had finished your shift and Sean Paul, you could have went and I had finished, and I remember that, but the thing is, it's so many things I go to, I don't remember that you were there. So I apologize, but I know totally that happened. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about you. So you're a DJ. You've been on the radio. You also produce. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about lots of production. Yes, what have you produced that maybe we can talk about, and something maybe that you really liked, or one of your favorite producing opportunities.
I mean, I've done lots of production. Where do I even begin?
How about one of your most favorite experiences?
I think one of my favorite experiences was working with Missy Me. So I remixed a record.
Bad gal Missy Me, shout out.
Remixed a record of hers called Cover Girl. And and her cousin Chris Rouse sang the chorus. It was recorded in my house.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, there's a video for it and everything. It's like one of, I mean, I don't know how many videos she has, but
so, okay.
She has a video for myself.
Let's tell the audience. So if you guys want to look at some of his production, I'm pretty sure you can listen to, did they ever digitize any of the recordings for the radio stations at all that you can go back, like YouTube?
You know what's funny? Like, yeah, people have, like, you know, just people, listeners that were listening over the years.
They have
stuff and put it like all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that is the guy that I spoke to you earlier about who did the dissertation on hip hop. He said he has a friend that has like literally years of you guys, years, and he's trying to digitize it.
Okay.
But what I was saying, let's go back to what we're saying, is talk about a production, whether it's something very close, it was your own, you did it yourself, you worked in collaboration with somebody, because I know in producing that you get a lot of opportunities. Let's say if you worked with DJ Premier or anything like that, something along those lines.
Funny you should mention Premier, because I produced a song for Guru.
Oh, wow. Rest in peace, Guru.
Of Gangstar. And that was an interesting story. So at some point, he started his own group, Jazzmatazz.
Yes.
And he came to Toronto. He was performing at Lee's Palace. And I was like, I am going to produce a song for him. And, you know, like, life's weird, right? Because you come up with these things in your head. And you have to make them come true. And like that
manifestation.
That was kind of the craziest thing, right? But I said to myself, I'm like, yo, I'm going to produce a song for this guy. So I went to his sound check and I waited until he was done and he was coming out of the building. And I like literally blocked him from coming through the doorway. And I was like, I need to work with you. Like, I need to produce a song for you. And he looked at me. Like
probably
probably wanted to tell me to get out of the way.
Right.
But he was like, looked at me for a second, and then he was like, you know what? He was like, go get me some weed and meet me at the hotel.
Dang. Right?
So, and then you can play me some shit and let's see what's up. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went to Oakwood and Vaughan. I bought weed. I went to his hotel.
Oakwood and Vaughan. I have to laugh because if you're a weed person, you know that's a spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I knocked on his door. He opened the door. He's like, yo, did you get the weed? I'm like, yeah, I gave him the weed. He like took a bigger bag of weed out of his pocket, dumped my weed in it, and invited me in. He's like, yo, come in.
What?
So I go in the room.
Right.
I go in the room, and he had like a radio, like cassette player, and he's like playing me some shit. So I like pulled out the cassette. I started playing him beats. He's like, nah, not that one. And then I play him another one. He's like, nah, not that one. I play him another one. He's like, yo, he's like that right there.
Oh, wow.
And then he's like, do you have a studio? And I'm like, yeah, I got a studio. So at that time, I lived in Ron Nelson's house.
Right.
He had a studio in the basement.
Yes.
And so I was like, yeah, I got the studio.
Yeah.
So,
good.
So he's like, okay, after the show, he's like, oh, I'll do the show, grab a few girls, we'll go up to the studio, and we'll make it happen. And that's what we did.
Oh, wow. So did your production end up on an actual album?
Never came out.
Oh, and do you still have this song?
I do, yeah.
Or track?
I have it on half-inch tape.
Wow.
And not only do I have that, but I have the room recorded. So Ron, and I don't even know why Ron was thinking like this, but he recorded the room. So all of us hanging out that night. So
that's so cool.
The conversation of that night.
That is so cool.
Of hanging out that night.
No, that is like, again, more legacy, and especially with Guru not with us anymore, to have, it's like me, I have a picture of ODB. Yeah. I have pictures of certain rappers, and to have a picture of them, or even to be in their presence or have gone to a concert.
Yeah.
Like I got to see K Solo back in the day. And so, or people, I don't even want to say they were in their height, but when it really came out, and whoever was popping at the time, we were both very lucky. And that is an amazing story. Did you get paid for it?
No. Like
So
he was doing that for me. Like
okay,
he's
pouring into you.
Probably would have had to pay him. Like,
Right.
But
So it was an opportunity.
So high that we never even finished. Like he did a couple verses. He did a couple verses, and like we didn't really finish the song. Just having fun.
But that's good though, because again, that is a fantastic memory. You know, as I called you, you're extraordinary, and I mean, you're extraordinary. I mean, so to have working with somebody like that, that must have been, you know, you must have been high in your own supply before you even took the spliff to your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't believe that it was happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like grew from gangsta. Like,
absolutely.
And, I mean, the fact that he liked my music was another crazy compliment, because let's face it, like Premier is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, hip hop producers of all time.
Right. Shout out to Premier.
To be his partner and to dig my shit, I was like mind blown.
Yeah, because you forget that Premier works with a lot of people, and that he really aligned himself. And you're right. So for you to you're saying to yourself, I don't know. Yeah. But you did it, which is good.
And I don't even know, like, I made all that shit up in my head and then just made it happen. You know what I mean?
No, you didn't. It's called manifestation.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just, there's a lesson in that story,
right,
for people.
Right, because you're like, you know what? Go for it. Exactly. And you're, let me tell you, the amount of no's I get. I just need one yet, and I don't care. And I'm going to bother you, and I'm going to harass you in a good way, but I'm going to harass you until I get what I want. So, I mean, you're right. There is a great lesson. And listen, you got to work with somebody that many do not work with. He took the opportunity and chance with you, you know, so that is, you know, a great thing. And I'm sorry. I you know, he was a guy I really loved, Mr. Monotone. I really wish he was here. Yeah. You know what? Maybe release it, you know, and see, because these kids are right now loving the 90s. Like the 90s, even when you listen to commercials, there's a renaissance with the 90s and everything 90s. So, you know what? I'm pretty sure, you know, whether it's his family or fans, they're just happy to have something. Because there's people that love, like Nas is my favorite, right? And then there's going to be people who just love Guru. But I know Nas is that is my number one, and everybody else follows, whether you like him or don't. For me personally. Okay, let's move on. So I want to do some rapid questions with you. And let's go. Okay. So vinyl, controller, or turntables?
Well, the vinyl and the turntables are the same thing.
Right. But I'm, you know.
And believe it or not, I'm going to say controller.
I can understand,
because I like technology. Like
as you talked about earlier,
the new toys that like have happened over the years. Like I like the technology,
and it's easier to carry. You've got a lot to carry with turntables, and even though the vinyl does have a very nostalgic and very unique sound, because I love that little skip. Or the static, you know what I mean? To me, that reminds me of...
I was the guy carrying 8 crates of records up the stairs every night, every weekend. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. So, shout out to Raz.
I don't miss the records, which a lot of people hate me for saying that.
No, but you know what? If you're a person... If you're a person that likes technology and you're okay with moving forward, I tend to sometimes get stuck.
Well, I think... Like I wasn't attached to the physical records.
Right. And in how you play it is dependent on.
For me, it doesn't matter.
Right. But it's easier with a controller. Exactly. Okay. What's your guilty pleasure? Sorry. What's your go-to guilty pleasure track to drop if you are in a club, an event, one of your favorite songs?
Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Michael Jackson.
Yes. Shout out to Michael Jackson. May he rest in peace. Okay, clubs or private parties?
Clubs.
Why clubs?
Because they're vast and loud and things happen there that don't happen in private parties. Like celebrities show up and there's stages and performances and lights and smoke and stuff and women and everything else.
He said woman. Okay, best era, 90s, 2010s, or 80s?
90s,
And why 90s?
because that's my era.
Okay, me too. Okay, one song you've played every set this year that you absolutely have to put in there.
Don't stop till you get a
Same one.
Michael Jackson.
Okay. Well, you know what? You like what you like, right? So,
that's the perfect theme for my life. Like that's how I live my life.
right, exactly. You know what? You're till you get enough. Exactly. You're right. There's a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I just love that record.
That's good. Best city for nightlife.
That's controversial.
What? How's it
Because I
controversial?
haven't been to every city, but like
Okay, well, okay, so Toronto versus New York, Toronto versus Miami, Toronto versus Germany.
really hard question. That's a hard question. I'm gonna say New York.
Yes. No, listen,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
As I was speaking to you earlier, and I used to go to New York heavy in the 90s, I love the fact that, first of all, I never drank alcohol, but you could drink till after 2, and the parties went till 4, and then after that party, you could go to another party, and then you could go to a breakfast party. Like, literally, no sleep till
The
Brooklyn.
thing is, though, is like there's eras, right? Like I feel like New York, like was good back in the day. Is it still good? Like there could be other cities,
Well,
like for instance, London. I've never partied in London.
right.
I feel like that city would be nuts.
Because I heard London is like New York 10 times on steroids.
Yeah.
Right? So you're right.
And people are like real music connoisseurs over there.
Yes.
More so than Americans.
Yes,
They
yes,
take
yes.
notes of the history and they know what all these records mean and like how they fit and where to be placed and like it's a deep culture over there. Like
And have you been there before?
yes.
Oh, okay.
I
And
just haven't gone out when I've been there.
so it wasn't to play or anything like that.
No.
Okay. All right.